I just want to paint. Is that so much? Is that so wrong? All I want is to paint. Ah, nonny, 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 father. Ooh. All I wish is to move my viewers about from stream to stream. And then I hope to someday paint rather than manage the internet. Honey, honey, honey. Okay. Hey guys. Hey, signal's looking good. Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome back to mountain town of Barholm, home of one Ingrid Bernal. Today, like many other days, you'll find Ingrid at his easel, painting. I like to paint. Okay, so we're working on the snow scene. We're working on ISKLOFT here. And we're just getting a little bit of texture and contour on this sort of landscape piece before we get into the figure, which is going to be this wolf pelt clad berserker type who's going to be trudging along with his stoic attitude. I'd like to paint someday, Father. Father, may I paint a landscape? No. You will go inside and make a pie. I don't want pie. Alright, so just blending all these nice grays and whites down here. Just, you know, just hanging out in my jammies. Just goofing around. Okay, so, and then a couple little flecks here and there to keep the air moving in the scene. We kind of have this cloud or something rolling in from the right side. Just playing with that a little bit. Just mixing and painting and mixing and painting to get this feeling of atmosphere. And I think maybe the horizon is visible, like blue sky is visible way down here. How does that feel? Does that feel like the horizon? Would it be dark down there? Would it be light? I don't know. There, I like that. And I like this sort of feeling of the sky being revealed in these angles. So I'm just gonna let that be. Now I don't really know anything about actually painting clouds and rendering 3D looking things. So I just kind of have to go on instinct. So it's more just a sort of a feeling of color that I want to achieve. And another thing you can do is try some of these sort of tricks to a little more crazy color to things. None of those tricks are working. So, I don't need them. Yeah, good morning everybody. Hi. Hey, it's your old buddy here. Your old buddy Ingrid. Father, someday I'd like to choke on my own coffee. Father, may I have another biscuit? You'll have nothing. Oh, dang. The dad finally hit Lizard Boy. Finally reached that point. Okay, so here's one of my base colors for my character. So it's pretty light compared to some of the work I sometimes do. But remember, I'm working on ISKLOFT here. So you have this kind of look going. And we'll get to this look. We're gonna make a journey to get there. But as far as like the landscape in ISKLOFT, that's what you're looking at right there. How crazy is that, right? Banco Town. So that actually shows me that some purple might be nice in here. So I'm going to get this value. Let's see if I can dig up a nice purple. You know, this kind of desaturated kind of purple that might be sort of living back here. A bluish purple might be nice. Yeah, like that. This kind of mountain color. And then maybe there's some blue that's sort of living in there with it. Like that. See that where the sort of the sun is coming through. It's kind of... And all this is on the wrong layer, but that's okay. I'm just going to remove my base color for my character just like that. Just kind of kill it. And just merge and keep going. Never lose faith. Just keep on believing in yourself. A little bit more snow there. There we go. Yeah, totally. Egoistic. Yep. I'm no longer satisfied telling you that I'm not interested in your hobbies, boy. We will now begin with the beatings. But, Father, I don't want to be beat. I don't want to be beat, Father. I want to fly and be free, like a little froggy, living in a pond down by the sea. Whoosh! Silence! You defile this home with your singing, boy. Alright, so there's some mountains in the distance. I'm still kind of trapped in this whole like angled line kind of feel to things. So let's get back to the matter at hand, shall we? Let's get back to the matter at hand. So here's going to be our base color. Pachow. So I'm going to put that on a layer. Pachow. This is going to be our berserker layer. I want to fly and be free, like a little froggy, living in a pond down by the sea. You use a stick to bump my butt. I use my overgrown rear legs to jump up. I croak in the rain and I got a tiny amphibian brain. Amphibians. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Welcome to the realm of amphibians. Amphibians. I like to say amphibians. Okay, so what are we looking at for this character? What's he going to do? I don't even know the pose I'm going to do. I just got out of bed. I don't know anything right now. So I'm going to draw a stick man. And then try to use the stick man to find sort of some kind of gesture here. Okay, so there's my stick man. Hello, I'm a berserker from the gritty world of ISKLOFT. Welcome to Jurassic Park. So here he is, stickman, and already I can see a sense of a pose here. So first of all, we're gonna bury the legs in the angled snow. Just this is like a motif I've been playing with. That's just, I really like it. An idea that I saw Mike Mignola doing in the Hellboy Seed of Destruction book. And ever since I saw that method of like this angle cut that Mignola was doing, I've been obsessed with it. So this is a really simple pose, right? So we kind of have him in this plane standing here, and he's looking up here. Like, I'm going to go over that pass because I'm an old berserker. Yogi, 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 yogi. Father, I want to listen to dubstep. No. This is a drum and bass family. I don't like dubstep, Father. Or wait, I don't like drum and bass, Father. I'm going to go into the nursery and talk to my trees. So if he's looking up here, is he like that? See, this isn't very trudgy though. This pose has him conquering the snows, not being victim to them, right? So if I have him looking this way, and then we get some hunchiness going. So you see, I'm just using this like stickman as a sort of a maquette. So I'm just looking for a pose here. So I'm going to hunch him over, but then the head comes back up. So this is when the body is bent over and then the head is bent up, you get this more feeling of like, ah, so cold. It's so cold in the snows of ISKLOFT, the days of the 10-foot drifts. Your mother was buried to her nostrils that year, and she has prodigious nostrils and an amphibian brain. So see, now we have a much more struggly looking character. This guy's like barely functioning. Like the slope is a little too steep for him. You see that? And then maybe he doesn't have this kind of noble arm here. He's like holding him. He's holding his equipment. He's holding his furs on because he's bracing against the bitter cold. The bitter cold of the agogi. There we go. That's much better. Maybe that hand, instead of gripping his fur, is like he's probing the ice with a stick. No, berserkers don't probe the ice with a stick. They hold their furs. I am a berserker, and I'm holding my furs. I'm 74 years old, and still in the berserking business. The secret to my longevity? Self-help books. All right. So see there, now we've got something going. He's trudging. Like he can barely struggle. That rear leg is like above the knee in snow. Like, dang, dude. You got freshies, though. So one of his battle axes has got to be on his back right here. So you can see how my maquette slowly starts to become my actual drawing. Maquette, I'm not sure I'm even using that word properly, but that's like a little wooden dummy. Excuse me, sir, but you are a wooden dummy. You've the wits of a ping pong paddle and the personality of a volleyball. All right. Let's get in here. You know, I'm tired of being way out here. So I know that ISKLOFT is semi-historical. But can we just all face that we... Oh, wait, that's right. I think Lloyd actually told me I only got to do a horned helmet on the giants, on the Jotuns. So here's the other piece that's kind of guiding us. I only get to do the horned helmets on the Jotuns, whereas the mortal men need realistic helms. So let's give him an eyebrow helm. I'm wearing my helmet because I'm covering up my amphibian brain. This way, when I enter battle and I'm struck on the dome, my amphibian brain will be safe. And I will continue croaking. Okay, now you gotta watch out because I'm gonna get like this French Foreign Legion super cone if I'm not careful. Greetings, Baldar. I might even do like a brimmed helmet. It's a little more dwarven than it is berserker, so let's stick with an eyebrow helm. I don't know if that's what they're called. Like so many things, I'm just making words up. I'm in my pajamas. I got a cup of coffee. The world is mine to invent right now. And hey, here's some good news. You bunch of knuckleheads. I got a table group together. Tomorrow is our first night. Experimenting with doing this kind of anything goes type character creation. So my players were allowed to use Pathfinder, Symbaroum, D&D, Burning Wheel, whatever, anything to create their characters. And then we just sort of code it all down to ICRPG to get playing. But as far as progression or theme or equipment or all the spells, all this kind of stuff is just opened up the floodgates to any and all books that were desired to be used. So that should prove interesting. But very excited to get a table group going again. It's been too long since the amphibian brain has ruled my life. Okay, here we go. Is this correct? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, to be totally honest. Too much helmet. So, since I'm kind of still in the early phases, I can do some of these cheats, you know, where I kind of just use scale and use some lasso tools and stuff like that. There's going to be plenty of paint on this canvas before the day is through. There's going to be some beard here too, so the silhouette on the face is going to be a little bigger. Just looking for some of the basics here. Just seeking them out, you know, just living. Father, Someday I'd like to be a froggy, live in a pond by the sea. You can come and visit me even though you've been a douche all this time. Thank you, son. Thank you for letting me visit you in your froggy home. So actually we might even do like one of these. I love these. Those are cool, you know? Those eye hole helmets. Like that. My helmet has eye holes. Does yours? No. I don't even have eyes. Oh, all right. All right then. Have it your way. The blind Viking. Blah, 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 blah. Now, why am I having him looking this direction? Suddenly, now that I see some eye holes forming, I have this desire for him to be looking counter to his posture, like so, to get more dynamic. Also, if I get this head smaller, he'll look a lot bigger, like so. And you're just thinking, Ingrid, what in the heck are you doing? I'm just looking for the piece, man. This is not an easy piece. This is a fully composed piece. I wanted a lot of dynamics to it, a lot of movement in the air. And then this kind of semi-historical feel that Lloyd is wanting in ISKLOFT. I want to capture that too, so it's like, there is much to be done here. Much to be done. All right, so let's see if we can get some face going. Get some face. He's pale. Sickly. Are you pale and sickly, sir? Yes. That is unfortunate. Good day. Hello. I'm pale and sickly. Hello. I'm a frog. All right. So this is just an idea of where the face could be. It's going to be totally wrong, but it's going to give me a starting point. And also, I'm going beard, so I don't even need to see all that. So I'm going to go back to my base color, and then I'm going to go touche, 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 touche. That touche. Tattoosh. Hey, that's a cool tattoosh. What does that symbol mean? It's the Chinese character for tattoosh. Cool, man. They called him Redbeard. I don't know if I really... Well, yeah, let's try it. We can go back later if Redbeard isn't feeling quite right. So just another mellow cartoon stream here. Not looking to reinvent the genre or anything. Revolutionize tabletop. I'm just kind of hanging out here, kind of painting. I hope everybody got their tunes on. A little bit of music here on Saturday morning. He is Conan, Cimmerian. He will not listen to music. I listen to music for him. Okay, so here's the back of the hair here. We're going to adopt some different colors to get his eye things to work, but we'll get to all that. We'll get to all that. Ingrid, you got to give him frost all up his beard like he's been outside. Yeah, we'll get to all that stuff. We'll get to all that stuff. I'm just still trying to sort of see where I'm at. There we go. Gonna get a bigger brush here and get a sense for the beard color and how it's gonna play into things. And the hair color there. That's better. Now that's a sense of how much mass I'm gonna have in that color. Really hard to tell when you're way up close and being myopic like that. And you know, I have to remind myself of these lessons all the time that like you got to own the piece and work out here before you can really nerd out on like little stuff. Because if you keep your nose too close to your work, you just don't see it for what it really is. You get lost in detail and you're not really painting out a decent piece. And then I sort of need to sell this wolf fur as well. So maybe there's a wolf head like right here. Oh yeah, that's good for the silhouette too. So I'm going to keep that, and then we'll bring some of this furry sort of matter down here. Maybe a little bit behind the leg there. He's got a strap from some piece of equipment. I'm trying to decide if he has like an axe right here. Like a bearded axe like that. Yeah, that looks cool. You know, it's not terribly practical to carry an axe that way because you've got like an axe head like bouncing around next to your face. But hey, whatever. Looks cool. The rule of cool, as it's known. Is this obeying the rule of cool? No. Go away. This is a family of fish. This is a fishy, fishy family. Yes, Father. You've always been very fishy. Quiet, boy, or I will beat you. I will beat you more. I've already beat you a lot this morning, like a lot of beating has already gone on. And I would like to beat you some more, but there's no time. If we don't make haste, the bacon will burn. Father, no! You've already burnt the bacon, boy. Back in your pond with your froggy friends. Father, please. Okay, so once again doing that high contrast sort of metal technique, or attempting to anyway. Father, may I paint? No. You will work in the mines. But Father, this isn't a mine, it's a tomb. All right. Get some coolness on this helmet at last. I really wish I could put giant horns on there. Damn you, Lloyd Collins, and your historical accuracy. Okay. Gonna draw some volume into this beard because it's peeving me and peeving out. I'm getting perturbed, Father, like a frog who's had its butt bumped. All of my friends are frogs, Father. I have them here in this bucket. They worship me as a sort of demigod. Many of these frogs in this bucket believe the world to be a bucket. Little do they know, they are my captive friends. And with their combined strength, I will build the ultimate vacuum cleaner. Son, no! We've agreed never to create another vacuum cleaner. Not after what happened. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, horns are a Jotun fashion exclusive. I can't do the horn. I'm specifically told no horns. I need a realistic eyebrow helmet, which I am far too incompetent to paint properly. Far too. Let's see if I can get like a sort of a highlight going on here. He's got these little brass pieces. So see, I'm starting to nerd out on details again, because if the pose and the energy and the emotion don't feel that strong, you'll always wind up nerding out on details. It's just like what happens. So I'm like doing all these little brass bits and stuff, focusing on the helm. Like a fool. I'm such a fool, Father. Oh, God. Father. 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 Come on, Father. Father. We're a fishy family. A fishy family. We're a fishy family. Fish only in this family. So here's a teeny little highlight catching on the eyes here. Just on that eye maybe is enough. Yeah. Fish in this family. Father, I want to be a frog. Father, I want to be a frog living in a pond down by the sea. I'm so stinking froggy. Wow, I really wish that would stop. Okay, so here is the wolf head. Right over here. So we're going to need to create some furriness and start to get into this whole pelt idea. There's the nose. And you know, the eyes are kind of like dried shut when it's in pelt mode. That's one of my favorite Stanley Kubrick films, is Eyes Dried Shut, featuring Tom Cruise, Nicole Frogman. His left arm is busy holding this pelt, my brother. A Gray Day. Ooh, I like that name. That's a cool username. Especially if you live in the great, great Northwest. Yes. Yes, I do. I live in the great Northwest. Yes. Yes. So his hand is going to be right about here. Right there. So I want to get the pelt involved in that hand. And it's like draped over the arm. Like, yeah, so that curve is kind of essential to catch the arm. And then here it's also underneath. Like that. So now it's finally, I have to confront the arm problem. So this means like a leather bracer. We need a nice hand. He's not going to be showing skin because it's too cold for that. So we need gloves. That's going to be some leather colors. First I'm going to work on these brass colors. So you see that I just picked a brighter yellow just to get that brass started. But really the main reason I did that is to differentiate from my brown, which is about to be created. So I'll take a brown and mix it into this blue a little, mix that in. Try that brown. Not dark enough, but it's the right tone, so I'll just go like that. There we go. That's a nice tone. A little too dark. There we go. It's not quite there yet. There we go. That's what I wanted. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so this is like the color of the leather on some of his gear. So you guys know, usually I will do like a main leather color and then use that throughout the piece. But I think it's closer to this color. God, that's just so little color. The blue is just leaching all the life out of this. Just leaching. All right, so I'm going to pop out here where I can see a little better. See if I can get a little more cheer in my leather. You'll find more cheer in a graveyard than up here in Edoras. Look at all these grumpy Rohirrims. Now, I liked some of that beard work that was under there. Beard work, but this is kind of more important. To, you know, to basically sell this idea that he's bundling. Not like bundling with Verizon. And not like bundling like... Isn't bundling like when Mormons like cuddle during the winter? And they call it bundling. But I think it's like a thing, or maybe it's like Puritans or Quakers or something. I don't know. But there's like these Quakers, and normally they can't cuddle. You know what I mean? It's too racy because of the religious stuff. And I swear they have this thing. It's called bundling, and so like in midwinter, you're allowed to kind of snuggle with your sweetie. And it's straight up called bundling. Sounds cool. Sounds really cool. All right, so here's this. Ooh, there's a nice. Look at that. Look at that nice brown. Look at that tree bark brown. Me and Cooper do some bundling now and again. Let's see. How do I do this? These beauty bark colors are just gonna start confusing me a bit. Beauty bark. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the smaller pen, stick with this. I think my base color is gonna have to get darker is what's gonna happen. So that I can get a color that's below that beauty bark color. And by below I mean darker. Stanley Kubrick presents Eyes Dried Shut. A dwarven taxidermy film. Nicole Frogman. Walter Matthau. Okay. So, getting some shape on this bracer now. Let's get this arm to like sort of come alive a little bit. Just like Peter Frampton. His arm is going to come alive. His guitar is talking, dude. So are my shoes. I think my laptop may have just died, guys, so I might not see some comments. It's not because I don't love you, it's just because I'm in the zone painting. And I will not be moved. Okay. So you're just doing like some paneling on this bracer. I'm trying to get it to pop out. And I just think my base color is no longer dark enough. So I'm going to go get a version of it that's darker and start working on some of his bataille to darken the bataille, like so. This will just give me a lower color to dart down to get the brown to move forward. Art terms are so dumb. Nothing that I just said made any sense. No, the art terms aren't dumb. I'm dumb. I like how Wolverine cries like sort of like he's coughing. It hurts that bad when you cry and you're Wolverine. But it's okay because he regenerates. Guys. Dude, Wolverine, are you okay? I don't think you're regenerating. Damn, you sound sad. I think Wolverine is sad. Are you sad, bro? Dude, you look sad, man. So I'm just working through like all the shading and the sort of skibbledy gibbets to get this sort of pelt feel to come through. And I think I'm gonna get a lot bigger with it. Check this out. Like this big. Like this fool wearing a straight up blankie. Look at that. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. He's bundling. Just rampant bundling. This is difficult. I would like to cry now. Maybe it's too early. Maybe I haven't had enough coffee. Maybe my incompetence has finally come to roost. Maybe I would like more avocado in my salad. Chin strap? Father, my helmet won't stay on my head. Where's your chin strap, boy? I left it at home. You told me I wouldn't need it. You lied to me, Father. Again. Shut up, boy. Prepare for a beating. Must I be beaten again, Father? He's actually starting to dislike being beaten. That's why he's getting kicked out of the family. Father, my chin strap is made from slug muscles. Is this normal? Yes, boy. Yes, it's normal. And I will beat you if you ask me about your chin strap one more time. I thought you were a font of knowledge, Father. But you're only a font of cruelty. Okay, look, there's some little adjusty holes. You're gonna need those. How are you gonna adjust your chin strap if you don't have adjusty holes? See? You doubted me. You doubted me, Father. But now I command a small fleet of deadly metallic discs. And I'm going to sick them on you, Father. Right on your face. Son. No! It's too late, Father. All I wanted was to be a frog, to live in a pond, and be froggy down by the sea. But my father didn't support me, told me I couldn't be froggy. Okay, dokey. What do we got here? I'm just like in helmet goof-off land up here. I feel like the helmet is the superstar. Okay, I'm going to get this beard color. I'm going to get a brighter one. I'm going to start giving some roundness to ye old beard. Cooper, stop that, please. You're not a fish or lizard, but you do have an amphibian brain. What's wrong with your face? You look like a mind flayer. I am a mind flayer. Stay away from my family. The girl with the mind flayer tattoo. That would be cool. Okay, what are you doing, Ingrid? You may be wondering. I am carefully incorporating this new darker shadow color. Why am I being careful? I don't know, because my confidence is very low right now. So that's what's going on. I still believe. Okay, so we got some thingies, we got some doodads, we got some skibbledy jibs, and we got some floptoots. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to amplify my furriness. Remember, so I get a smaller brush. Then I go into fur shapes and I start kind of doing these little hair bits and flap pops, skabloops. Do some hardcore bundling. I mean, I'm going to get into some brighter colors for this pelt. I'm also going to start thinking about snow on my character. Yes, hold on to your butts, because there's going to be some speckles. Oi, what's on your character there? Are those speckles? No. They're silver draggies. They are edible, but they will not feel good going through you. They're mainly for decoration purposes. Father, I want to make a marzipan wagon and journey to the east. You cannot make an edible wagon, boy. We don't have enough almond paste. You don't even know what almond paste is, Father. Except assuming it's a paste made from almonds. You don't understand me. Alright, so this, ooh, that really gave that gauntlet some shape. There we go. Woo! Man, I've been waiting for that moment. I've been waiting for this painting not to suck. A berserker in a D's nose. Ooh. You. I've been waiting for this painting not to suck. See, I wanted it to, you know, be fast and easy, but it wasn't, and that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to stay happy. I don't know about y'all. I saw that Kiss announced their farewell tour. The members of Kiss must be approximately 413 years old at this point. So it's probably good that they're done touring. It's just mummified remains with Kiss makeup on. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Getting a little more furry. I've been waiting for you. Won't you come into my froggy life? Ooh. Lord in heaven. I've been waiting for a girl like you. I've been waiting. Won't you come into my life, my froggy life? I've been waiting. Well, I'm going to need to get a power cord if I want to see anything y'all are talking about, which is half the fun, right? So I don't want to miss out on all that. So I'll be right back, just a sec. I've been waiting for you. Won't you come into my life? I've been waiting. Chaka chaka. Cooper, you're gonna love this because it'll be right on your face. Okay, and we're back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Runehammer. My name is Ingrid Bernal, painter and fisherman from the village of Barholm. I'm painting this berserker here for a project called ISKLOFT by Lloyd Collins. He's got a wolf pelt. He's got some axes. And we're about to get into the snow stage here. And I'm reactivating my laptop so I can hear your pleas. Your pleas for frogginess. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw. Oh, bundling was Amish. There we go. Nice. Thank you. I'm sure somebody had a great time looking that up on the interwebs. Won't you come into my life? Oh. I've been waiting for a girl like... So I'm doing some little stuff here, little flap knobs and gribbledy bobs. I've been waiting for you. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I'm not even sure how much more I need here. Besides getting into all the snow and stuff, because I really don't think there's like a lot to the character. The magic of the piece is in the feeling of cold and snow and trudgery. Not like all the detail of his gear and stuff. So I don't want to nerd out too much here. I mean, not beyond normal amounts. Is this a normal amount of nerding? No. It's extreme. You'll see soon enough. When Goza the Gozerian returns, you'll see the traveler has come. Won't you come into my life? So I'm going to get started on the snow, I think. Hello, everybody. I'm going to get started on the snow. Want to make sure that his shapes are good. Feeling good. Feeling it. I feel the magic. I don't know about y'all. Look at that. Look at that chin strap. That got really specific. It's very windy out here. How am I supposed to write in my journal with all this wind? I mean, like really windy and stuff. Oh, exciting announcement. Like 4 more patrons on my Patreon page, and I'm looking at 500 patrons, which is absolutely insane. When I set that goal initially, I think I just set it for fun. I never thought it would actually happen. So that's cool. Thanks everybody for your continued support. Gonna start doing some more experimental stuff on Patreon. More print and play and some more direct PDF releases right there to my higher level patrons. So you won't even have to go to drive-thru to get my latest work. You just get it. Won't you come into my life? Jimmy's making pig noises. It's another day. And I'm already at 11 o'clock, but we're just going to keep going. Hopefully chat is functioning here. I don't know what's working and what's not anymore. I'm lost in a sea of confusion. Lost in a sea of dreams. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That makes him feel like this more... It's more perilous, like he's going to slide down and fall and die. And that's exciting. So I'm going to match it up to the bit of terrain I have there. Go back to my base layer. Think about this subtle gray color. And start giving him some more texture to dwell in. But I think this guy is solo. Well, that's the border. So let me throw up a thing here. And let me reload this page so I can... I think my chat got disconnected. There we go. Hey, everybody. Yeah, Oliver Pope. Hey, Oliver Pope. One of my wonderful commission clients. Yeah, here's the deal. Is that I'm really, really excited to be closing in on 500 patrons. That was like such a distant goal at the beginning. Such a distant goal. Didn't even seem real. But I've noticed a trend is that in my sort of amnesty policy, as I've been calling it, of just, you know, giving everybody access for $1, there's a lot of steady degradation of patronage levels. Like people just steadily realize, why not just put $1 in and get the same amount of stuff? Because they have other Patreons they're supporting and other expenses, of course. And so what I realize is, even though I'm getting pretty good growth on my Patreon, like the revenue versus effort just will not grow because those patronage levels keep dropping. So what I've decided to do is to try to give a few more privileges to the higher level pledges to really make it worth doing. And one of those is going to be just getting PDFs directly. If you guys look on the Patreon page from yesterday, everyone got the podcast, but then only the Immortals get this sort of big sound bed that I made that you could use at your next dungeon session. Like it's like a 45-minute MP3 that's just music and sound effects. So, you know, even at the $1 level, you still get to support Runehammer and you get, you know, all the cool sort of basic stuff. But then I'm going to start doing, you know, little extras that the Immortals and the heroes and the warriors get. So if you're hanging out on Patreon, look forward to that. And I'm definitely feeling an urge to do some edited videos. Been doing the live streams now for several weeks, and it's really fun. But edited videos can be they're just a lot of work. It's just to kind of have an urge to do one. Probably going to get back into room design because I'm going to be running this table group. And so, you know, back to some terrain and probably a little bit more crafting and stuff like. Really, for me, it's all about having that table group as a motivator. You know, like you want to present a really fun adventure each week, and that's what drives you to crafting and more room design and stuff like that. I've just been so swamped in commissions. It's just been all I do. Okay, so still I'm playing on the character a little bit here, and then I got a snow layer going. Now look at this. This is a little corny, but totally works. Is I just have snow and I can clone it and then like spin it and I have more snow. Now it's a little goofy, but it just lets you get like a lot of snow going, and you can position it in a way that it doesn't sort of fight your character. And then you can also do layers of it and vary its color. Like so. And so what you can get is like this feeling of it's very around the character. You get a very 3D feeling out of the snow when you do it this way. Man, it feels so early, you guys. I mean, that's what happens when you're up till 3 hanging out. Also, this guy needs a bit of a lightening down below. Yeah, the 3 hour, yeah, the layer of knowledge has so many stinking books built up that I need to do. It is so dumb. Oh my gosh, it's so many books. It's just a stack of books that I'm supposed to break it down. So I want this gauntlet to pop. So we go to the, make sure I'm on my hero layer, and I'm just going to get a more poppy color like that. And we're just going to catch some of this. And even that isn't enough to pop. So I'm going to keep ascending. And there, that pops. It's just a few highlights on the gauntlet there to bring it forward. See how that did that? Okay, now, even though I have a lot of snow that's blowing, I don't really have snow that's on him. So I'm going to see if I can take that risk. It's a little scary, to be honest, because I feel like I could ruin the piece. But these very small, detailed flecks of frost in the beard and stuff like that. So you see how I'm kind of working real lightly, because I'm liking the piece now. So it can be scary sometimes when you're starting to actually like your work. Because you're like, oh man, if I just keep going, am I going to ruin it? You know, what little hope I have of a semi-decent piece. But he needs some. I mean, he's been out in the snow for hours hiking, so this has to happen. Whether I'm scared of it or not. Sort of now working on frosting some of the wolf pelt here. And this is just painting with absolute white and just sort of playing along the contours. You know. Do you consider streaming some crafting sessions? Probably more challenging in cartoons. Yeah, see, the great thing, thanks for the question, Arnulf. The great thing about streaming painting sessions is that I'm sitting still. and most of what you're watching is just my paint strokes. When it comes to crafting, it's much more like you kind of want the camera to move around. You kind of want multiple cameras. It's much harder to capture in a clean way. Also, it can be really time consuming to do crafting, so sometimes it's nice to have time lapses instead of sit through it all. You know what I mean? So, and I know that a lot of people, you know, don't like the live streams as much as the edited videos because they're kind of long form and they're a little more boring and they're kind of sleepy. And I can see that critique, absolutely. But it's just what I've been doing for a while. It's not the end of the world or anything. In fact, it's just Runehammer. Just another D&D channel on YouTube. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but lately it does feel like there's a great proliferation of D&D content on YouTube, so I want to continue to stay unique. If I ever was. And like, I think that the sort of talking head aspect of D&D on YouTube feels a bit saturated right now, so I'm not quite sure where to take things next. You know, these kind of long videos that are just like, you know, how to play a ranger and how to this, that, and the other thing. But I never get bored of talking actual content. Like, here's what we actually played at the table, or here's an adventure you can just take to the table. Excuse me. I've got a frog in my throat, Father, and he's one of my friends. Cool, looking pretty cool, huh? So I want to get some of this grit that I have over here. Grungy grit, there it is. So this is a multiply layer. Let's turn on our border. Let's put this on. Let's make it multiply. So you see, it gives me this old portrait kind of look. So I'm just going to flip it around, make sure it doesn't match the other one. There we go. This old kind of grungy paper stone thing that I kind of painted up. Hi, guys. I've been meaning to step it up to the immortal level, but I haven't gotten around to it. No longer. Oh, thanks, Alex. I appreciate that. Hey, you know, I really have a hard time sort of selling myself. So I really do appreciate the patronage and everything about all that stuff. I find it very tiresome to talk about, even though I know it's kind of important for my ongoing survival. Okay, so looking good here. I don't think I want full monkey on this grit layer. I think I need to ease it up. There we go. That's better. You know, I know this is really corny, but see this big logo? I like to put it on because it gives me a sense of, you know, what may or may not be needed from this layout, like what it needs to accomplish. And so sometimes I'll just kind of put this in here like this, just so I can feel, you know, how complete the piece feels. And now I'm kind of just resting on it. I just need to see and sort of leaning back, wondering where I'm at here. You may view the Talking Head D&D thing saturated, but you're also one of the few interacting with viewers, or it appears that way to me. Well, hey, Pyronide, I appreciate that. I think that at a large scale, like some of the other channels, it probably becomes quite challenging to interact directly with viewers. You know, I'm always trying to see the best in, you know, in like the Colvilles and so on and so forth. I think he does a great job, but the scale of that audience has got to make it hard to directly talk to people. I mean, his videos have like 10 zillion views. I'm just thinking about a much bigger wolf pelt here, and I don't like it. I just wanted to take a look. Just want to take a quick peek there. You know what could be done here is some trees, or maybe work the sky a little better. Maybe a little more sort of contour along the snow here, where he's sort of meeting it. And you know, this old saying of like the last 10% takes 90% of the work. I'm at that point right now. Like this is the challenge point where seeing what's going to make it look done can be very difficult. The sort of the spotting challenge of it. And it really involves being a good critique of your own work, or critic of your own work, I mean. You know, can you critique your own work in a functional, positive way where you can reach a finished look? And, you know, sometimes yes, sometimes no. You never know what's going to happen. And just as an experiment, and again, this is all part of like trying to find this finished look. I'm just going to slam the contrast in this backdrop. What happens when I do that? No, okay, just checking. Just gets sort of vile. Like another idea is like, I like to try to slam color a little bit like that. So then I'll go up to him, and by slam I mean but just like turn the settings up in the extreme. Kind of like this. And so if I look at my other logo, see, or my other ISKLOFT piece, this one has very subdued colors and a lot of darkness. And then this one, just a little too colorful. Even though I like that feel better, I'm going to just pull those adjustments. So maybe what I can try would be, maybe there's a forest back here. Just working those mountains a little bit. And maybe like, instead of just seeing right away all the way back into the distance like that, which is a little bit unrealistic, maybe we do have some trees right here. And they're going to have a darker base color. Like this kind of stuff. Ooh, that was actually a good line. Yeah, there we go. Maybe there's a stump right here. And then that's got some snow texture. There we go. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Nice. I feel a little bit rescued all of a sudden. Okay, and then I'll come in with some green here in just a second. Never fear, never fear. Okay, so let's get a green. Too dark. Up there, maybe. Don't know if the setting has it, but maybe something flying in the clouds. No, it's a very historical setting, although I like the idea from an artistic point of view. Like, yeah, something sort of to counter him, right? To balance him. I think it's a good idea visually, but I don't think the setting really tolerates that. But, you know, you might just, your artistic eye might just be seeing that we need some elements up there. Okay, so there's our trees. We also have 0 foreground, so that could be something as like a foreground like that, which I think is going to be needed. So I'm going to go up here on top of my snow. I'm going to do this on a layer just so I have some some safety. And then let's kind of get into the scribbles. Oh man, I'm grungy today, guys. I'm in my onesie. It's like almost 11:30, but it feels like 6 a.m. For what it's worth, I'm new to tabletop and tried a lot of those guys before finding your stuff. Oh, thanks, man. Oliver Pope, thanks, appreciate that. I think there's room for everybody. Everyone has different learning styles and different taste for entertainment, so to speak. So I actually think I don't even need like this sort of complex like log thing I'm rendering out here, or like a full tree. I think I just kind of need a log, and then I'm going to blend it into the snow here in a second. But so it's like this, and then I'm going to take my eraser and just kind of get rid of most of what I just did. I think what I need is just a log in the foreground. And I don't think it needs this like color and stuff. I think it's the, yeah, interesting. So there's this fallen tree that's sort of between us and the figure. It's got like a stick on it, like that. And that stick is there to remind you that it's a tree. So is that one. Let's cut that off, give it some more defined shape. Then we want it to match his leg look, so we're going to kind of take that and go like that. You know, that kind of look on his leg where the light of the snow is brightening it at the bottom. There we go. Now I need to get a little bit of black on my backdrop so my edge makes a little more sense, like that. There we go. Cool. And now we're starting to feel a piece. Yeah. That's cool, man. It's real cool. How about a deep path in his wake, one that he just trudged through? Yeah. Love the idea. Let's do a set of tracks. I love working with you guys on these projects. 100 minds or 100 heads are better than one, right? So here's his tracks coming through the snow back here. Don't need to make a big deal out of it. It's just a little bit of darkness, a little bit of texture. Yeah, great idea. Really good. Also helps with my perspective a little bit and kind of grounds that surface as it goes back. Really nice. Really cool. There is a little bit of an absence of sort of like color journey or color creativity here. So what I'd like to do is maybe let's sample some data right here. Like let's just grab this landscape. So check it out. This is a fun way to experiment with color. Pop, there's my landscape. And now I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to go boosh. Just grab a small portion of this landscape by overscaling it. Trees and tracks are sweet, yeah. Kind of like that. There we go. And then I'm just going to make this an overlay layer. And this will contribute some color consistency to things. Let's go back in and take a look at what we got. Okay, so that's working, but it's not really what I wanted. So now I'm just going to search for some color. Maybe we want to get really cold with things like that. Yeah, there you go. So you get that feeling of unified color. And then here's a little trick you guys might want to use at some time. But if you overscale an image, it can be good to then go back in a minute later and run dry brush on it. And dry brush will take any blurred or noisy edging, and we'll just kind of clean it off. Finally caught a live show. Hey, Matt Hayner, what's up, man? You know, I'm about to jump back in the crucible of dungeon mastering here for my table group tomorrow night, so I'm excited. I'm very excited. It is the art. It is the hobby, the way. But seriously, I'm not going to stop this stream till I'm done. I don't even care. That's how it's got to be. So we're just, the reason this is taking so long is I'm filtering this giant piece of data. Okay, there we go. So we might be a little oversaturated. So one thing you can also do is pull color out of your overlay. So you see how that just changed that? For an experiment, slam it all the way to the top. And you're like, oh, so actually, this is making my piece more green than it is blue. So what you can do is slide around your hue slider when you're oversaturated like this. Get where you want to be, which is more like here. Then return your saturation to a non-insane level. And there you go. So what you do is you just temporarily use these kind of like psycho settings to see the actuality of what your color work is doing. Now I'm just going to flip and see how this noise treats the piece in different orientation. So I have that, and I have that. I have that, and I have that. I like this shadow up on the tree here, so I'm going to keep it like that. And I think we're closing in on being done here. We're getting there, guys. So I think I also need a dark layer of snow to keep my snow feeling 3D. So see, I'm going to clone it like that. And then go down there. This is like foreground snow, still not dark enough. There we go. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. It's very cold out here. Very cold. Very, very cold. There we go. Nice. Now, with a lasso, I can grab pieces of my snow and get it kind of where I want it. I know that's corny, but I'm doing it. Maybe avoid any facial confusion with snow. ISKLOFT is so cold. So very cold. So I want to try putting my tree in front of my color unifier. It's kind of better. Yeah, kind of like that. It's so very cold. Some of that is robbing me in a way. So I'm going to go back to normal. I'm going to take this into my own hands. Like I don't want to be robbed of all that color. So there, I'm going to do that. color to the wolf head. I think it would make it look like it's sort of magically alive or something. Zombie wolf. Yeah, okay, so this color is doing what I expected, which is returning some of this character color here. Because it's just getting fried by this overlay piece. There we go. So now wherever I feel the color's getting fried, I'm just going to sort of paint them out. Taking command of my piece. There we go. And then I think finally the wolf pelt, I'm just going to brighten it up some. I'm just going to add some more white to it. And guys, I'm feeling kind of done. I don't know if I like these eye highlights. But I feel like if I just do dark ones, does he get lost? Yeah, he does. He gets a little bit lost, so I'm going to keep him. And yeah. I'm just like in total pensive mode. This man is a true beast. Yeah, I like how it feels. I think I'm actually there. I'm going to stop, and this will give Lloyd a chance to give me some input, maybe change it, or move it a little bit, change some color to it. And I could even see just not doing any color in my overlay and just doing that. Kind of like that better, honestly. So you're just using the gray as a tonal overlay rather than a color overlay. And I'm going to hit the save button. And hey guys, I'm going to get out of here. You have been watching cartoons, and I was just whipping up this painting for Lloyd Collins. He has a setting called ISKLOFT. You can look it up and check it out. He's been running adventures in it for years. And that book was on Kickstarter, and I think it's going to come together, so that's pretty cool. I know he was successfully funded, and thus my need to deliver him this work. I'm also doing the character sheets for ISKLOFT. May or may not stream that process. I don't know if you guys make your own character sheets, but that can be really fun. I don't know if this is for the cover. Arnulf, I've submitted a few pieces. There's the Red Lady, there's the Jotun, and there's this guy. I don't know if I'm cover or if I'm just interior page. That's up to Lloyd, so you'll have to ask him. I'm not quite sure. But anyways, guys, tune in Monday morning. We're going to get back to business, and probably going to be talking about something heady. We won't do another art stream on Monday morning. We'll do much more of a game design stream, and we'll get into some stuff, some nitty-gritty. But I'm going to go enjoy my weekend. All is well in Barham, the small town home of Mr. Ingrid Bernhal. So, keep it real, don't steal. You always get a deal strength on a beer, you guys. Thanks for tuning in once again, all 90-some of you. Peace out, everybody. I hope it was a soothing, calming morning of paint for everyone, and may your dice roll high. Have a great weekend, guys. Shamadoo, shamadea, shamadoo, and shamadee. Shamadoo, and shamadea, shimmy bimba dee.